This segment is sponsored by Mount Pleasant Magazine. We continue to highlight the best of Mount Pleasant Magazine, and now we introduce you to another winner, attorney Trey Harrell. He's joining us with Stacy McLaughlin from the magazine. Good to have you both here with us in the Lowcountry. You grew up, mom, dad grew up right here in the West Ashley area. What is it like to not only grow up here, but also to practice right here in the Lowcountry?
It is a privilege to practice here, and I can tell you, it's so funny coming into the studio. I used to stand numerous times with my dad, my grandfather, either this studio or other studios, stand over there with my wife standing, just watching. And so to be the guy sitting on the couch, it's a humbling experience, and it's just so cool. But practicing law in Charleston and the Lowcountry has just been a blast. I've been licensed to practice for about a decade, and majority of my work is personal injury work with folks getting injured and helping them out. And so it's just a real privilege to be here and to be from here, to understand the people here and, protect folks.
Yeah, I'm going to read this because it's a little bit long on this. The motto of your firm is, we strive to ensure that our clients receive the justice and compensation they deserve while protecting their rights and interests against any attempts by insurance company to take advantage of them. Can I put that in a little nutshell? Yeah. You look out for the little guy.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah. That's probably what I should do. Be better for marketing.
Because I know people that have come to you and they say, he really just looks out for the little guy.
Well, thank you for saying that. And that's the goal. What we tend to see is insurance companies will come in and try to settle things quickly.
Sure.
And sometimes you have a long-term injury. And so you want to make sure you get treated. In fact, one of the great stories that I have from practicing is I had a very good friend of mine who was involved in a hit and run. And he didn't think he was that injured. And I said, just go get checked out. Promise me you'll go get checked out. Luckily he did, because he ended up having 3 disc issues. And so, but for that, he's going to have surgery later on. Oh my God. And so, but for going to check out, he would have had to come out of his own pocket for that surgery. So it's always just a good idea just to get at least checked out, to make sure that nothing bad's there and nobody can take advantage of it.
Documentation is everything, isn't it?
100%. They teach you that in law school, just like I'm sure they teach you that in journalism.
They do. But it's one of those things where if someone is involved in an accident and they feel okay, that okay may come about not being okay 5 or 10 years down the road.
Exactly.
You may get hurt or not really hurt, a little bruise here, and you go, it's just something, I'll get over it. But get that documentation. And that's what you stress so much. 100%. And then, because down the road, teeth may start to fall out and backs. I mean, really, you've seen it all. Talk about one particular case that really stands out over the last 10 years that you worked.
The one that just really stood out was the one I alluded to a moment ago with the good friend of mine who was rear-ended, and it was a hit and run, and I just said, hey, I know you're kind of achy, just let's go get checked out. Let's go get an MRI. And it revealed 3 bulged discs, and because of that, we were able to get him into the treatment and get it fixed. And he's not coming out of his pocket for that; it's coming out of the insurance company's pocket, who the at-fault driver, the person who hit him and ran away, did. So we're able to hold somebody accountable for it. So it was very nice.
Stacy, since you've been with Mount Pleasant Magazines, what do you love most and best about the Best Of magazine?
I really love how we connect our readers with local businesses. We had over 47,000 votes, and especially if we mail our magazine to newcomers, every issue, to anyone new who moved into Mount Pleasant. So those people, it's such a great resource. I know when I moved here 10 years ago, that was the issue I held on to, because when you do need a personal injury attorney, or if you want to find out where's the best pizza in Mount Pleasant, I held on to that, and many people do. So it's just such a great resource, and it's just great to expose businesses such as Trey's to the residents in Mount Pleasant.
I've been fortunate to win a Best Of award multiple years in a row, and just the humbling experience it is that 47,000 votes that come in for people to actually take the time to say you did a good job or I recommend you. It's just honoring. So I'm so glad they do that.
So do you have those plaques set up in your office?
We do.
Speaking of that, I'd like to present you with this year's
Look
plaque.
at that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Fantastic.
Best
See, it's real,
personal
man.
injury.
He's got his lovely wife on the other side of the camera taking some pictures with her camera. Thank y'all both for being on the show today.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate Say hi to Mom and Dad for us.
I will do. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. I love you.
Located in the West Ashley area
West
in
Ashley.
Herald Square.
In Herald Square, right by the Panera Bread. So come get a salad, come ask a question.
Oh, shoot, yeah. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. Thank you so very much.
What's not to love about Mount Pleasant, South Carolina? Whether you're a resident or thinking about moving to Mount Pleasant, learn more about this coastal town. Read Mount Pleasant magazine digitally at readmpm.com or listen to Mount Pleasant podcast at mountpleasantpodcast.com. It's the perfect way to learn more about the town people love to call home.